Welcome to Warzone Weekend, presented by Metro by T-Mobile. I'll be your host, Maven, joined by the incredibly handsome Joe Merck the Luca. Joe, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. I cannot wait to get into this. You and I, we've been putting a lot of time into Warzone. What, you just had a 27-hour stream the other day, Clint, with like 20 wins over it. So I'm pumped, man. I'm sure these guys are happy, though, that we're casting, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I'm worried every day that I'm going to wake up and my fiance will have packed her bags. With the amount of time that I've put into Warzone as of late, I think
There's
it's a minimum of 8 hours a day. I am blessed to still be in a relationship because I have been playing so much. It's an absolute blast. But today we have something special. This is going to be the first ever custom lobby for Warzone. We have the 12 CDL teams present. Joe, can you kind of break down the format, what we're going to get ourselves into today?
Yeah, 12 teams, 4 players on each team. It's going to be your regular quads game, standard rules. We're going to have teams made up of pro players, some coaches, maybe a few special guests thrown in there as well. But it's pretty simple. If they are the last team alive, if they win the game, they walk away with $10,000. And as you said, that first custom match is going to be so fun to watch. The best players in the world on Verdansk.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. I imagine, if there's more of these, we're probably going to be tweaking the rules and see what works best for the players. But it's a little bit different. Like, it's not your typical kill race. It's just whoever wins. So I imagine we're going to see some recon, some posting up, some people getting in early setups. But it should be interesting to see what these pro players do. Now, one of the new features to Warzone and really to BRs in general is the idea of the gulag. Can you kind of explain that maybe for new viewers, how it works and how it will be implemented today?
Yeah, so I mean, the gulag, man, how fun is this feature? It's a 1v1, right? If you die early, if you die mid-game, you go to the gulag, you have a 1 versus 1 with a random loadout, and it's pretty simple. You either eliminate your opponent or you capture the flag in the middle, and guess what? You get to respawn. Here's the key, though. You only get 1 gulag per game, so if you're able to get out, you better hope your team has money to get you out.
Yeah, but this isn't a gulag where it's Timmy versus Charles.
No.
This could be Slasher versus Formal. Like, this could be absolutely insane, the kind of matchups you're going to get in there. But that's how the gulag works. That's kind of our basic format for this and prize pool. Joe, I need to know, who are the players you're looking out for?
Yeah, so I think there's going to be some names that you recognize on this list. The first two, I'm going to go with Priestahh and Formal. Priestahh has put a lot of time into Warzone. He's held the world record in quads at a moment. This guy's nuts, right? I mean, he's just so fun to watch. Formal as well. We saw what he was able to do in Blackout. We know what he's able to do in Warzone. You put a sniper in his hands, this guy can go off at any moment. And then these other 3 players, well, these 3, I mean, Chino, he just moved to a starting roster. But these guys have put a lot of extra time into Warzone. That is Chino, Ricky, and Tommey. And I know how good of players they can be. And for me, they're the X factors today.
Yeah, no, I mean, they've been on the bench. They've been playing a ton. They've been streaming it a ton. Like, Tommey has won a Warzone Wednesday and done all sorts of insane things. Chino has put up massive numbers. Ricky kind of blew up for me a bit last year. I think playing with like Aches, they run blackout wagers and they were really good there. So like, they have a lot of experience when it comes to these, and I think they should be very solid as well. But that'll take us now to the rule of the day, presented by Metro by T-Mobile, and this is where we're going to kind of talk about our picks, what CDL franchise we're going with. Joe, who'd you take?
I'm going with the Dallas Empire, and it's because Tommey and Crimsix that really headline this roster. Both of these guys can compete in those Warzone tournaments. Tommy's won them before, so I'm going with the Dallas Empire.
Yeah, I'm going to go with FaZe because of what you said about Priestahh and aBeZy and these guys that have held the world record. It's interesting, though, because I'm going with who I think are the best Warzone players when you talk about slaying on the map, but I just don't know how crucial that's going to be with this, because a little bit different. It's less players on the map. I assume they're going to play a little bit more defensively and go for the win. So I don't know. Flip a coin, roll a die. This is going to be very interesting how it breaks down. But can you talk me through Miles and Momo's pick?
Yeah, we asked the other casters who are you going with. Miles and Momo, it's not even an official CDL event. They can't go with their hometown in London Royal Ravens. They go with FaZe. So I'm very surprised by that one. We'll have to make sure to check on those, make sure they're all right, because I thought for sure they'd be going with London.
Yeah, and EU players have been dominating Warzone. What is it? Back-to-back wins on Warzone Wednesday for, I believe it's Vicstar and Wars. So like they've been dominant. You think maybe they go with London? I know it's different players, but you got to have a little bit of pride there, and none for Miles and Momo, unfortunately. But for Benson and Chance, Joe, who'd they go with?
They did go with London. And I don't know if it's because, they just picked a team, because I don't know how much time Chance and Ben have put in to Warzone. But yeah, they just went with the same pick. They went with London.
Yeah, I played a little bit of multiplayer with Chance. I will not ever be playing Warzone with Chance. But that is going to do it for the Rule of the Day, presented by Metro by T-Mobile. The picks are in, the key players are in. You heard the format, you heard the breakdown. It's time to get into the action. Let's get it rocking. All right, Joe, it is go time. The team's getting ready to hop in. We have our 12 CDL teams here. What are your expectations for early game? Do you think we're going to see anyone drop near each other, or more than likely everybody going same?
I think what? I mean, I just think back to like the blackout of tournaments that we used to watch and have. As we take a look at it, OpTic Gaming Los Angeles, Slasher, Quavo, Chino, and Barstool Hank is going to be their special guest. But yeah, I think one or two teams may fight early, but you gotta imagine with how big this map is, everybody is gonna have a ton of room. And even if you go down early, right, there's always that chance to regain.
Yeah, you gotta think, you know, if you're staying in the plane late, you can probably get a good idea where everybody is dropping. It looks like they're going towards port, which I don't know that you and I have ever dropped there to start a game. mostly used on rotation, but these guys will try to get looted up, and I'm interested to see what we're going to see from I guess a contract standpoint. I mean, you know, we usually kind of chain bounties into UAVs, try to fly around the map as much as you can, but I gotta think recons are going to be pretty crucial for these guys trying to get set up early.
Well, yeah, I mean, we know how important rotations are as we switch over to Los Angeles Guerrillas. This is going to be Blazt, Aqua, Lacefield, and Ricky. Ricky, another one of my key players. But yeah, it's all about information, rotations. If you get caught in the circle, you're in trouble, right? If someone gets on top of a roof, you have to walk towards them as they're in an early fight. Lacefield goes down early. We talked about this neighborhood, and really these early fights, this is where it could happen. As the revives coming in, it looks like they were able to get a kill as well.
I really didn't expect action to be at neighborhood this early in the game, but already a battle going down. The res will be getting in, and it's Blast scrambling away, trying to make the play. And we'll see how many are actually on them right now. I imagine the four-man squad landed together, but you already see one kill for Blast. I don't know if they already knocked one team out of it and sent him to the gulag.
Yeah, they're on me.
But I think there's still more here. We only have Blast. Blast had a kill, now switching over to the Florida Mutineers. Maniac, he's making his first appearance in the CDL.
This is the whole reason they signed him.
The
whole reason they signed Maniac was for this moment. So if the Florida Mutineers don't win, whatever money they put into his contract has been completely and utterly wasted, Joe.
Yeah, so it looks like they were the other team that dropped down in the area next to the Los Angeles Guerrillas. Havoc, he's in the gulag. He is just marking for his team because it's going to be a little bit probably before he has to fight, right? You're just sort of waiting for someone else to die, and that hasn't happened yet. So they ran away. They do have some guns. You see the default weapons, but you know, you have to earn some cash, and it's a little bit tougher nowadays to earn that cash, right? I mean, it's not always guaranteed that there's money in boxes.
Not always guaranteed. You mean there's like a 5% chance? Yeah. It seems like you're never getting it out, but the Toronto Ultra lineup, you'll see it there on your screen. Brack, Mayhem, Lucky, Kleenex looking
the marker at that Carson thing
to make a name for this squad. Some of the
I'm gonna go get this crate really
subs
quick.
Obviously getting some time to shine.
Need to get a loadout fast.
Wait,
Yeah, I mean, that's sort of the thing, right? They have 10 players. Who wants to play? I'm sure they all jumping for joy. You know, a shot at 10 grand to win this one. Is it looks like they dropped by Corey. They're getting looted up. They're all alone right now. And there's plenty to loot here. All of these warehouses, they should be able to earn a loadout. You see they're doing a scavenger. They're trying to earn that cash. As now we take a look over to Paris Legion. This is going to be Zed, Kismet, Luca, and Dens. All starters for this squad. These guys they're going hard in the paint, Maven.
Well, they already had one recon up. They just popped another, so they're getting closer and closer to knowing where this circle is going to trend towards. They've got loadout coming in. They have a chopper to work with as well. So they seem to be putting themselves in a pretty good position to get posted up, assuming they can get maybe another loadout in, but this will now be your Chicago Huntsmen. Arcitys, Formal, General, and Envoy will be coming in. Formal, one of the better VR players in the world. It's funny, I watched him play a lot of Blackout. I actually haven't peeped his gameplay too much on Warzone, but I assume he's disgusting.
Yeah, hasn't streamed too much. I think he just started getting really back into it, but yeah, I'm sure he's been focusing on his year and getting refocused with the squad. They're over by military base. loadout is in for these guys. You're going to see a lot of M4s, MP7s, maybe a few snipers, overkill, some ghosts. But yeah, we talked about the recons as we take a look at the Minnesota Rokkr, Silly, Asim, Assault, and Brian Saintt making his appearance, the coach. You know, getting his shot at earning some cash. But yeah, again, using those recons, getting ahead of the circle, and picking a spot where you want to be.
This looks almost identical to what we just saw from Legion. They've already got one recon in. They've got their loadout. They've got a chopper. So now it's all just about setup. You can see on Assault screen they already have another recon marked out in the distance. So there are a couple of teams just going with a similar strategy. Yeah, we're going all the way out to what, like Lumber, Prison, out to that area.
Well, yeah, I mean, we are going deep east. You can already tell. I mean, this. Yeah, it's one of those circles where it's going to keep pushing you, so you want to be ahead of the rotation. You get caught and you're in trouble. Now taking a look at the Seattle Surge, Octane, Apathy, Slack, Pandur. I think maybe maybe the underrated rosters, or maybe one of the more overlooked when it comes to this, because Octane, Apathy, and Slack, these three guys, I'm not sure about Pandur, but they do put some time in on stream of Warzone.
Yeah, I played a decent amount with App, a few games here and there with Slack. They're disgusting. Yeah, and Octane, I mean, he hasn't missed a whole lot, so you would think whatever he's playing, he's going to succeed at. This, yeah, I guess I can see this certainly is an underrated roster, but we'll get right back over to the Rokkr. Still got the recon mark. Still just moving the chopper. They're probably taking shots from the Guerrillas, I imagine, because they were the team here neighborhood early in the game. They're probably trying to pop shots. One of them actually got knocked. Saintt got knocked out of the chopper, so one of them gets smoked as they're trying to get over towards the recon.
Yeah, I mean, those Graws, right, the snipers. We're talking about pro players here, and you're just out in the open as they try to rotate. So he'll be going to the gulag, attached in the bottom left. His team, they're over by Cargo. They're securing a recon as well. Chicago, they're in a helicopter trying to rotate. And Florida right now, they're just trying to loot on up.
All over the police station right here. I'm turning around. You mark it. No.
Silly, they've taken so much fire. Look at the chopper. It's down to what? About a quarter of health.
No. He knows he's in trouble.
That guy's actually kind of close.
Arcee's got knife out secondary. We play Crowder all the time that loves that because you're so fast on the map. I didn't expect to see that in this level of competition, but
well, I think it's Ghost, right? Like, what else are you gonna use? I mean, you could run a pistol. I think Ghost can be important. You have enough money, you use those UAVs. We've seen a couple of players with overkill, you know, with the sniper, so they will pop up.
Yo, you want me to give you guys all stopping power rounds right now?
I already have them.
I think he said you all have stopping power rounds, and most of them did.
We might be getting
stopping power rounds are vicious. Oh my god!
You're good.
This is when I'd be yelling, "Hacker! Cheater! Somebody snipe me!"
Oh, it's just one of I don't know, man. Maybe he just didn't think he was gonna fall. He's fine. You're right. There's no danger. You see the rest of the guys laughing a little bit, slashers smiling. Making a big mistake, but you see they got their loadout. You got a UAV. You got some trophies. So yeah, they are rotating in.
Well, this is who I think many people would probably pick as the favorites. FaZe coming off a hot tournament victory. Priestahh and aBeZy together were the squad record holders for quite some time. Cellium and Simp nasty as well. This should be one of the top squads. Their comms are on point right now. Holy hell. I thought I was listening to a hardpoint map for a second.
Yeah, I think they're just using the helicopter. You see the bounty actually pops up, right? I mean, they don't have to hunt it. It's just, hey, this is probably where one of the closer teams are. They go downtown, so you know you're feeling confident when you land downtown, as that place is about as scary as it can get when it comes to Warzone. But you see, you take a look at Priestahh's point of view. They have 3 recons done. They know where that location is, and maybe a fight here. Quavo, he is going to pop a UAV. You see the active markers are in. It looks like OpTic gave me LA. They're going to get aggressive.
That's Kenny now, Joe. Officially back to Kenny.
Thank God.
Oh, there's one knock. Nice shots in.
Naded him.
As Kenny's going for the push.
They're like right outside.
I'm about to throw C4.
Over this way.
Nobody get one knock.
Slasher gets knocked as well, though. Yeah, they get multiple down. But Slasher's going to be into the gulag. We'll see if he has an opponent. Barstool Hank just set up in the window looking to make the play.
Yeah, Hank's watching over him. Chino's in a gunfight. He was able to crack in armor, so that player is weak, and I think that's going to allow Kenny to get aggressive. That's going to be another kill for Kenny. I think that was the Minnesota Rokkr who gets taken down, and into the gulag we go. Slasher versus Assault. The Origin 12 is out. Who's going to come out on top is Slasher, getting very aggressive, has the positioning, wins the one-on-one. That is going to be so fun to watch every single time.
Yeah, he went at him like he was a bot. He just flew at him like that. He just soared across it. Yeah, you gotta love it. Now, Crimsix got the sniper here, marking the chopper. Maybe he's gonna put some shots in, but this will be your Dallas Empire lineup. Crimsix, Tommey, Huke, and iLLeY will round it out. Joe, they were your pick for this tournament.
Yeah, and it's because of Crimsix and Tommey. A lot of Warzone experience, but listen, Huke and iLLeY, they are solid, very good Call of Duty players. Yeah, they have their loadout. You see a few Graws, 3 Graws coming in, and 1 M4. We'll see what else they have, but yeah, you see you got an ammo box, you got a trophy, a couple of dead silences in the field orders as they rotate on over.
Yeah. One of our other lineups, the London Royal Ravens. That's been in Chance's pick to take it all. Skrapz, Wuskin, Dylan, and Seany. I know for Skrapz and Wuskin, I've watched them play a ton. They're absolutely disgusting at the game, but Joe, this is kind of what I expected at this point. Like, not a ton of contact yet with this many people on this size of map. We're getting to the point where it's going to start to get crazy as Phoenix hits a snap. Nice snipe there as he's able to pick up one. Now looking for the chopper. They're flying in from the sky, beamed with the Gra, and that is why the Gra is disgusting. Another one drops as Phoenix makes the play.
That's the Chicago Huntsmen. They are in trouble right now. Nice shots out of Kleenex. There's the elimination on the Jordan General. And yeah, that's the the advantage to having overkill, right? When you're a pro player, you can hit snipes like that. Insane stuff out of Kleenex.
Thanks, Silly.
I can call out.
Up against Envoy. Oh, but look, he's got a seam there with him. He can call out for him.
Back left.
He's just gonna wait. He can call out for him.
Back middle right now.
Oh, Envoy's in a world of trouble. He's got no. Silly misses all his shots and he gets smoked. He had his teammate calling out for him as well. Silly pistol a little bit shaky.
Yeah, that sometimes you never know who's in the gulag with you, but Envoy's able to win that now. General versus Seam. And another one-on-one between the Chicago Huntsmen and the Minnesota Rokkr. Sliding back and forth right now as General throws out the stun, not able to connect, and able to punch him in the face. Asim gets taken down, and the first team eliminated is going to be the Minnesota Rokkr.
The Rokkr are going to drop. We've still got 11 teams in the mix. 11 of the 12 still into it as we get deeper into this game. We'll now hop over to the Subliners. Censor, ZooMaa, Attach, and Mack. Censor getting some time in the spotlight. We'll see what he can do with this squad. Mack, such a great showing at our last CDL event, really coming into his own as a rookie in the league this year.
Let's
Let's see what the Subliners can do, Joe.
They're posted up. It looks like they have a bounty. They're in a fight right now. Mack, he gets taken down very weak, has to heal on up.
They're pushing me.
Puts a smoke on himself. He's going to put a precision down as well. All these guys are going to have so much utility, right? They've just been looting for so long.
On this building.
Censor in the top left trying to hit some shots. Mack gets taken down, so he's out of this fight. The airstrike not able to connect. Looks like New York's in a world of trouble.
Now back to Kleenex, who had the nice snipe. And the Gra rips out of the parachute onto the Huntsman. He's looking for more. There's the angle. The Gra at range doing some damage yet again. That's the challenge that comes through. He almost gets smoked. He gets knocked down to what must be like 10 HP. As I don't think he expected that at all, but he's able to stay up, and he's got the help here from his teammates. There's the shots to down him. Should be able to finish that. He's able to do just that. They're moving closer over towards fire inside the map. They have another loadout they can work if anybody needs ghosts, but for now, it looks like they're just trying to get position inside the circle. As this thing gets smaller and smaller with 11 teams left, the engagement should start to really pick up.
Yeah, I mean, Chicago's in trouble. I mean, it is regain time for Chicago, right? How many players? We've seen General in the Gulag, Envoy, now Formal. He just got sent there, so Chicago's in trouble. Toronto, they're in a very good position, and it's behind this man, Kleenex, going off. Inside, look at this. Formal versus ZooMaa in the Gulag. Who is going to come out on top with this pistol?
And how many times have we seen this matchup in COD Esports? All the old OpTic versus FaZe matchups at ZooMaa trying to go around the edge, looking for the angle. Around and around we go. ZooMaa is able to take him down. Formal gets smoked. Back to the lobby you go.
Yeah, we'll have to see where Chicago stands right now, how many players are left. But ZooMaa, you see the loadout. He's going right back to his teammates. I think his teammates are still in a fight. You see the shots are going off of the bottom left. He's just trying to get some information.
Hold up. Let me
Well, we're going to move over now to the Dallas Empire. Tommey, one of my key players to watch is they're just inside.
What are we doing with that money?
Shouldn't we buy stuff? Like I don't.
Inside of this lumber area. He's gonna spot and win that sniper. Nice shot out of Tommey on a Simp. And it immediately follows it up with the airstrike. We'll see if that connects.
And that's where airstrikes are great, right? Like you don't usually get a lot of kills and people in the open they can run away from, but you get a knock, you get the finish when you can't get the angle with the gun. Love that from Tommey. As FaZe now trying to get the res up. Cellium and aBeZy is tucked in the corners. Priestahh and Simp able to get up and get out. Well, now Joe, FaZe are going to have to look to reset, regain, get back in the action as we will get Simp back up. But I don't know, maybe not in the best spot, but still obviously in the fight.
Yeah, I mean, the airstrike doesn't connect. They're all right. They're all alive. You can already see they have a lot of streaks. As now we're going to hop on board with Quavo. It looks like he's got someone in his sights with this mark. He's going to mount on up. You see in the bottom left, he has a teammate in the gulag. So they're just surrounding this house right now, already with 4 kills. Kenny having a big game. Because again, it looks like he's just spotting someone up top.
There are some teams with 0 that have been posted up. So Kenny with 4 right now, considering the number of players. The 5th gets stacked on. I think he spotted another one in the deep barn as well. Kenny's been playing lights out as of late. We'll get back to Paris Legion. They have 1 player knocked. They've got a barricade set up, 1 guy mounting, 1 guy prone behind the barricade. They are posted about as posted gets.
Yeah,
I don't know if Kismet got sniped through a window or something.
That's the thing, right? You get the recon and you can just find a place to hang out. Zed's gonna pop a UAV. He's just making sure he's all clear. Kismet is trying to just slide away. Luca is making his way over there, but now on board with Jordan General, the last guy alive for the Chicago Huntsmen. The game is in his hands. He only has $1,900, and never mind. We'll see you later. Chicago is out of here.
Bye-bye, Huntsmen, as Blazt just rips General's face off. 2 teams now out, 10 remaining as these 10 battle for that $10,000. And it's all going to first place, but Blazt with a nice snipe. And he sits a lot closer to his monitor than I do.
Yeah, very. He is in the game. Yeah. He is very much in the game. As we take a look now at all bunch of different teams. For the teams left is the Guerrillas are working their way into the circle. London is already in there. Dallas is in there. They haven't really moved. Florida as well. We hopped on them very early on in the game. They're all still alive. So these teams, besides London, right? 1 player is dead for London. As we go back on over the New York Subliners, you see that yellow circle. That means they did those recons, and it feels like they've been in such a tough spot. It's a nice shot from Censor, able to take down Chino, trying to get the finish. These teams have been fighting for a long time in this area.
Yeah, they're just all kind of vying for control of some sort of central building as we get closer to London. Like, they're closer to Lumber. They're all on edge now, but I assume as soon as they win this fight, they want to look to rotate.
It's been such a long fight, right? I mean, it was Kenny who took down ZooMaa.
Ooh, he just gets popped. Now the problem is he only has 1 plate to work with. I think he just heard a call for more.
The buy's behind them, but they needed all 3 players though to combine money to get back ZooMaa. That's tough. We should take a look back at Paris. This is their house.
Well,
that
dude,
is the Paris Legion house.
Zed's on Twitter or something, dude. He wasn't even looking at his screen. He just had the map up. He was running his hand through his hair, just chilling. Yeah, they are there, post up as they can be. But I do want to go now to an Astro Gaming listen-in with your Atlanta FaZe.
Get tagged up somewhere. It's on the mountain.
Just run.
Yeah. No, I'm good. I'm not good. Yeah, you have to help me. I can't.
Yeah, you can.
Can't, bro. Oh my god. Try to tag him for me. I can get around the corner.
I can't see him, bro.
I literally lit him up. I got around the corner. You can revive me.
I got one. Down. There's a whole team up there.
Nice. Good job.
No, I'm dead. It's lucky.
Get me left. I'm down.
Watch out. I have him one shot behind the tree.
I'm trying to get up there.
I downed him behind the tree. He's running to his teammate. Or he's charging me. They're super weak.
Here.
No, call down airstrike. Give me some. Nice. He's running to his teammate. Or he's charging me. They're super weak.
Here.
No, call down airstrike. Give me a second. Nice. Another one?
No, I lost my gulag.
You're good. I have no armor.
I
flashed me, bro.
Can you drop me if you can MC?
Here. Right there.
We can go by and back and we make our way to the buy station.
On the bottom here, bottom.
Did we ever kill that guy that was down?
I full killed that guy, yeah.
Dude, my favorite part though of that that Astro Gaming listed in. I love when Priestahh goes, I can't. I think it was Cellium goes, you can. Just
You can, right? You can get back. You can do it. You can do it.
The way he
so
said
positive.
it, dude, I don't know why it was so funny to me, but it was incredible. You can. So like,
You
stop
can do it,
smoking.
man.
Where do you want to go?
Here, grab it.
That was so
too,
good.
man.
That was so good.
Up the hill? Okay.
Get this up here right here on my right. There could be someone right
We'll
here.
swap over to Guerrillas. Blast did a nice snipe.
Right there where I marked it.
And
On the
I think
generals a couple months
they're
ago.
working up on Toronto. I'm pretty sure the Toronto team was just in this area around this helicopter, so I think we're gonna have a fight here. Aqua with some nice shots in with that M4, shots back and forth. Ricky was able to down one. It sounds like a Blast. Sorry.
That's the battle of the purple passion, Joe.
Yeah, it sure is. Lacefield's able to clean that up. Now the cluster's in. Snipe is in as well, but we're gonna leave that fight as the Dallas Empire there in one of their own.
One's on top of the hill. On top of the hill.
Try not to burn every streak here, because the streak's going to be big at the end zone.
Tommey, talking to the squad about holding on to some of these streaks. They need them for the end zone. We know how hectic and insane in-game Warzone can be.
So
Tommey with the snipe, Crim with the snipe, just looking for any kind of spot.
I think they third party because Crim just clustered Blast. So they third partied that fight from this area. They put that airstrike down.
Oh
and look at this.
my
Tommey
God!
sees everybody. He's putting some shots in with the Graw, not able to connect. But yeah, the third party position for the Dallas Empire made that fight a living hell for the purple teams.
And this circle, just every minute getting smaller and smaller. Still 35 players left, 10 teams still in this battle. As Crim is dialed in, just looking for some angle with the snipe.
good call, mate. Good call.
I think all three got across.
They've crossed
Yeah,
right.
game just slowed
Safely into
down
the
massively, didn't it?
Yeah,
Right,
once they got in the building, yeah, they could post up for a moment, replay it, and just look for how they're going to take this fight. But
I think that was the one
obviously,
that
it's
FaZe was
Empire with
shooting,
the high
yeah.
ground.
Yeah, they're in a very good spot right now. Back over to Paris. Yeah, what we expected. Hanging out, just relaxing. Nobody's even Kismet got knocked, but he was able to get the revive. The gulag is closed, Clint. So we saw a few gulags, but that is now done. So it only goes to a certain point in the game, right before that fifth circle. So if there's anybody in the gulag, they got released, and nobody else can go there. So you do not want to die right now.
Over to Havoc with the Mutineers. Loadouts dropping in everywhere, which will give some information on where teams are located.
Let's go.
Octane probably thinking about how badly he needs a haircut, but moving forward and trying to roll in onto some of these squads. Now straight over to London. They're on edge of circle. So this is where it gets tough because this is a difficult rotation. Edge of circle. You know teams are posted up. Shawnee's down. It's just Dylan and Wuskin. This is tough.
Yeah, this is tough. I mean, circle is right behind them. 5 seconds. This is what I was talking about. This is why recons are so powerful. You get all the information. Because now we take a look at OpTic Gaming LA. You see some C4. C4 down. Kenny trying to put some shots in, and one player is able to get that knock. Barstool Hank. He's just hanging out. Can he able to get that? You see the active player. The shots are able to knock one. He's able to get the second as well. Barstool Hank going big for OpTic Gaming LA, and that was the London Royal Ravens, and they take care of them.
Dude, his face was comedy during that. He was so into it.
I love it.
Where's he at? Oh, he's in the smoke.
Wow, looks just like that. It's all on the slasher. Oh, actually, Wuskin was the last one left. Wuskin was the last one left, and they took them all down. Maven Wuskin made the play.
Wuskin's nasty, bro. He's been good in the multiplayer side of things. He's been so good in Warzone as well.
Hank got two of them, it was done. I thought
you don't mess with Wusky. You don't mess with Wusky. Now, who's the only one up? It's Priestahh down. Cellium, the one player here now that can do something. They're in his building with him as he's trying to finesse around warehouse. The peak is coming in. FaZe is going to drop. And there's no gulag. That means they are out of it. Now, just down to the final 8 teams, Joe. 4 have been knocked out. It's money time now, buddy.
Later, your pick, huh?
Oh, that's actually true. Yeah, wow.
Miles and Momo, your pick out of here. Let's take a look at Toronto.
Well, that's why I said, though, like, they're so good, but, like, how much does that kill race mentality matter in this. Not at
At
all.
this level, everybody's good, right? I mean, that's just
true.
what it is when you're watching some of the best players in the world in Paris, man. Dude, Paris, this is literally, they own this house, bro. Like, this is it. They are just hanging out, attached to the last player alive for the New York Subliners, and it looks like he spotted one.
I hate everything about Paris right now.
Yeah, they are, your worst enemy is
Look at Attach's smile. Look at his smile.
He's creeping up. He knows. Yeah, well, he's going to take down Wuskin, so that's it. Yeah, team wipe. London, Wuskin was able to make the play to stay alive against OpTic Gaming, but Attach just waiting for him to rotate.
Look how small this circle is, and there are 7 teams and 22 people left.
Yeah, it's about to start getting wild.
Attach
not looking
is
good,
dead.
boys.
That'll be another team gone. No way he's getting that self-res off.
Dude, he's waiting.
Subliners out. London out.
Wuskin shot at him.
It's Kleenex just holding the cliff.
Down to 6. We just saw London and New York get eliminated. Now Toronto, they're in a bad spot as Mayhem, he gets taken down. It's up to Kleenex and Lucky for the Toronto Ultra.
Well, this is where it gets crazy. The circle so small.
What are you doing?
So he has 13 bullets in his garage. He's got to get to this loot for sure.
Yeah, it's a tough.
Lucky loses the one-on-one inside. He's going to get dropped. Now I believe all on Kleenex.
I got him.
We'll get right over Empires. They're now in a fight. It's Crimsix taking down one from behind. He's able to get that finish as well. 3 kills for Crim in. I think he's the only one on his team with a kill. No, they're sorry. One of their player with 1 for them. Seattle Surge in a battle for their lives as well. Seattle Surge going to get knocked out of the action. That'll be a 6th place finish for them. Now 5 teams left. Right back to Empire.
Yeah, I think that was Dallas that took them down, and only 1 casualty for them. But here comes the third party. Tommey trying to stay alive in the creek right now. Crim, he's able to spot one, gets 1 knock. Nice shots from him. Tommey was able to heal on up, but he's got to run. He knows he's trying to fight for position around this house. They are in a tough spot. Over the Los Angeles Guerrillas.
Advantage. I have a gas mask.
There's Ricky
Yanks on the back too.
and Lacefield, the last 2 remaining for them. I think that was Tommey, right? I mean, we just watched him cross that ravine.
I think so.
In the yellow house, I need help. He's in the window of the yellow house.
There's only 13 players remaining. Lace is going to get dropped. It's now all onto Ricky.
Gas mask play.
Nice shots in. Nice shots in. Able to back him up at least enough of that damage to get through. He's got to think about plating at this point. He still has 2 C4s to use. Heartbeat as well. He's got MP5 with a melt machine. This is at close range, and now it's time to work inside.
Do you even need a challenge right now, right? I mean, I guess so, but you gotta pick your battles is the last one left. And well, he's gonna get pushed, and actually Tommey gets taken down. Ricky wins that one-on-one, and the Dallas Empire eliminated. So
I thought he
Ricky
died
goes
because that
big.
swap, like the swap that happened, I thought he dropped for a
smoked him with the
second.
MP5.
That's the MP5. 4 teams. Paris Legion have not moved since February. The other teams left: Guerrillas, Ultra, and Mutineers.
The Florida has all 4 remaining as well, so
it should be Legion Mutineers.
Yep, that's what you would expect. The problem is I mean, you have the house if you're Paris. I mean, they've picked this house a while ago. As we see Ricky, he gets taken down, a little upset.
Hey, Uli, why'd you jump out the window?
Uli did that. How are we playing so aggro? We don't have to get 1 kill to win this tournament.
Kleenex as well, so now it's a 4-on-4. Florida versus Paris.
Is that a riot shield?
Weak. That is a riot shield. It is. And Tura, he tries to go up the stairs, but he gets taken down.
They finished me.
They're just gonna drop though. They still have 3 players set up inside. How lucky did they get? I know they did a couple recons, but how did they pick the one house that would be in play?
Wait.
Zed is stressing. They have to jump out. 10 jumps out. There's Havoc. He's able to find a second. There's just 1 player left. It's 1 player left for Florida.
The C4 hits. We should be weak. There's the Rapid Legion do it. They post up for the better part of 20 minutes, but there's the victory for Paris Legion. You gotta be kidding me.
Ren is paid. Ren is paid. Ren is paid.
Yeah, Rit is paid. I think I hear him say Rit is paid.
Oh, man, that is awesome.
Well, we know there haven't been a lot of top finishes for them lately in the money at the CDL events, but by golly here, Joe, we'll take that 10 grand. It's the recons. They had a riot shield. They were posted up in the building the entire time. The strategy, the patience pay off for Legion.
Sometimes it just comes down a little bit of luck. They didn't take any early fights. They had everybody alive, and at the end of the day, they are the last team remaining.
And what a win that was. What a win for Legion, as that is our first ever custom lobby on Warzone. All right, Joe, that is going to do it. Let's take a look at the final results. Break it down for me.
Well, I mean, first place Paris Legion. I mean, to bottom things out, you got the Minnesota Rokkr, Chicago Huntsmen. They were put into a tough spot. OpTic Gaming, I mean, they were very aggressive, but they get 10th. Then ahead of them, you have Atlanta FaZe, London Royal Ravens. We saw they were put in some tough situations. New York Attached, he was able to stay alive for a little bit, but he gets taken down. Seattle Surge, they're out. Dallas Empire, they had a big fight. They get taken out. And then the top 4 starts with the Los Angeles Guerrillas, Toronto Ultra, Florida Mutineers, and then, as I said, the Paris Legion, they were able to take it. It was a 4 versus 4 to end things out, but Paris Legion, they set up early. They found the house that was theirs, able to take this whole thing.
Yeah, and none of our picks from the caster side got it done, but that obviously played out a whole lot different than we maybe expected it to with regards to maybe some other tournament formats that we've seen. But I do want to take time now to take a look at the scuff play of the game. It's CleanX with 2 snipes. He hits Envoy while landing. Sorry, Envoy. I'm sorry, it's Envoy now. Envoy while landing, and then General while parachuting out of the chopper, rips him out of the sky with the Gra. It was an incredible play.
It was, and this is really what set up for Chicago to be in a tough position. This is why they are in 11th. CleanX, he puts them in a tough spot. They have to regain. They weren't able to do so. A big play by CleanX.
CleanX makes the play, and that'll do it. That is your scuff play of the game. And now it is time for our PlayStation Instant Reaction. I've got Kismet from the Paris Legion. Kismet, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing fantastic, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. That was crazy, but we do have to talk about some things. I saw riot shields. I saw you guys posted in a building for approximately 2.5 months. Can you talk me through the early game strategy for your squad?
Our main early game strategy was just to get the recon missions. That's the ones that's like, it's sort of like a hard point kind of thing. It pops up on the map where you want to capture the location. Every time you capture, when you actually see the next circle that's going to be there, where other teams, if they don't do it, they actually don't know where the circle is going to be. So I think we did about 2 or 3 of them. We figured out where the like general, like where it was going to be at, like the ending zone. So we kind of went there, and then I guess you can call it luck or draw. We kind of picked the right house, and it played out pretty good.
Well, yeah. How pumped were you guys getting when every circle you watched just kept landing on the house? Because it ended up being, when it was like final circle or second to last circle, you had the only building, the only bit of cover in the entire circle.
It's kind of funny if you like actually listened into our stream. Every time before the circle was going, we were all like sitting there crossing our fingers. We were like, please, 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 because there was not much action going on. There was still like the whole lobby still alive around like the last circle. So we were like, just please, please let it be on our circle. And every time we would get all excited, like yes, and then we were like, all right, don't move, don't make any noise. So like we were just sound every little thing, but we were definitely getting pumped up every single time the circle just kept us in that little corner piece. So it was nice.
Yeah, that went kind of how Joe and I thought, in the sense that there'd be a lot of teams left down to the final couple circles, and then it would get crazy. Yeah. I think there was like 11 at the second to last circle, and then it dropped down to 5 a couple minutes later. Like it cruised through the ending. Can you talk to me a little bit just about, I mean, I get the strategy from the recon standpoint, but maybe like from a loadout standpoint, what you guys were trying to do with weapon variety?
As far as weapon variety, everybody knows right now that plays any kind of Warzone, the Graw or Grow, however you pronounce it, is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
It doesn't move. It kills extremely quick. So our go-to plan before that was to make sure everybody had the attachments. I think you needed to be level like 58 or something. So we were banging out pubs right beforehand, had the double weapon XP tokens going, make sure we have all our attachments. As far as like the secondary loadout, we had some players that used riot shields, which at the very end did pay off really good for Zed. He actually got shot a whole bunch in the window at the very end and like ate a whole bunch of bullets.
I saw that.
We had that, and then other players had like snipers to kind of keep info. We weren't really so much sniper or using a sniper for picks, more so to just kind of see where players were, to understand like where they could be coming from, kind of thing. So, I mean, that was like our loadout perspective, I guess, like strategy.
Cool. Well, I mean, you guys got the W. We were cracking up because we'd be hopping to like a team, and they'd be flying around like fighting. We go back to you guys. At one point, dude, I swear Zed was like on Twitter making a sandwich, bro. Like he wasn't even looking at the screen. His hand was going through his hair as you guys were just set up. But I'll tell you the one part that made me really happy. You guys started kind of shouting "Rent is paid" at the end. So it sounds like you guys pretty excited about the 10 grand you won.
Oh yeah. No, that was the funny part. We were saying rent is paid. They have to pay rent every month. So winning that money definitely helps with
Awesome.
that perspective, as well as like, I mean, can't be mad when you're winning 10 grand.
No, absolutely not. But hey, the strat was on point. The setup worked
yeah.
out, and congratulations, dude. I appreciate you taking the time to talk with me post match a bit in the interview. But thanks so much, man.
No problem, man. Appreciate you having me on.
Thank you. Have a good one. Now, Joe, I think we should dive in a little bit, do some analysis on how these things broke down. We had some people set up camping. We had some people flying around the map. Can we talk about some of the individual kill leaders, Joe?
Yeah, I mean, we were on board with him quite a bit, but Kenny Quavo, he had 8 kills. Clinix as well. He had your scuff player of the game with 6. And yeah, those guys were aggressive. We saw, you know, Toronto in a couple of good positions, OpTic Gaming as well. But it's not about the kills, is it, Maven? But yeah, these were some of our top performers this game.
Well, I know Kenny had the most kills, but was he the biggest standout for you?
I think he was, right? I mean, you're able to find 8. Clinix as well, I think, right behind him, because his were a little bit more individual. I think Kenny were a little bit more team fights oriented, where he was cleaning players up. But Clinix, I mean, what, he was sniping players out of choppers. He was winning one-on-one gunfights with that Graw. So Clinix definitely stood out. Cannot wait to watch him in future of these.
Well, let's talk about now the Paris strategy. What were your thoughts? I guess, was it expected? Did you see that coming at all?
Yeah, so I think when you and I, because we play Warzone just such a different way, where recons are a little bit taboo. Not taboo, but it means very little to you and I, right? And to most people when they're playing at the casual level. But the more we got into it, I was like, this just makes so much more sense, right? You get those recons. Not only do you get money from it, you get so much information. Rotations are so important. So yeah, Paris, right off the start, they get 2 recons. Some teams went a little bit further, but I think Paris, they just sort of guessed. I mean, they only had 5 total kills, but they found the building. They got to the last circle. They posted up, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters, Clint, is you won.
Yeah, I mean, those kills was tied for 3rd lowest of any team. How do you think fans are going to react to that with the Riot Shield recon setup?
Yeah, they're probably going to be like, well, how do you deal with that, right? I'm sure they're going to give them some crap. You know, I'm sure we're going to test out some different formats, because you got to think the team like OpTic Gaming LA, who they have 16 kills total, but would they get like 10th, 9th? I don't remember, but they placed 10th. They're into a tough spot where they get all these kills. They're aggressive on the map. They get nothing, Maven. They get absolutely nothing.
So it sort of feels like as much as OpTic were finding the kills and playing fast and having a blast, they just didn't play the right way to win in this current format.
Yeah, they did. I felt like, we saw them doing some recons early on. They were getting in good positions, but with the places they went were highly contested, just plain and simple. Where Paris went, wasn't contested until the end. They made the right place.
Well, that is the first of many. As you said, we might have a change to scoring. Maybe we'll have some solos. There's going to be a lot more of these to come, which will be awesome. We hope you enjoyed the first one, but that is going to be a wrap for the first Warzone weekend presented by Metro by T-Mobile. And now congrats to Paris as well, but that is going to be the end of that. This is going to be the end. The final day of the Seattle home series is now time for CDL Sunday. Who is going to take this home series?
Oh my god, I got one shot.
Wait, where'd you get?
I got knocked, dude.
I broke his armor. I downed him up top.
Solid, come on.
Why am I sacrificial lamb, bro?
Oh, drop us the money, Rick.
I'm dropping the money, bro.
Drop the money. Drop the money and go.
Okay, I'm going. Come here.
I got smoked by Shawnee, bro.
One game, please come to us.
Please, circle. Please,
Please in the middle. Please in the middle. Don't make us move.
Yes!
Oh my god. Okay.
Come on, baby.
As you can see here, we have Rasim literally laying in a bush.
Very good, keep it up. Oh, I see one too. I knocked one. I'm gonna kill him. I got him.
Oh, he has a thermal one? Dude.
There's one over here with no thermal.
No thermal, I'm coming.
No, because now, like, it's gonna be like.
Oh my god, please.
Please.
Oh my god.
Get this done. Sharp.
Bro, there's gonna be priests coming all over.
Closing in.
Alright, shut up, stop pinging.
I got him. He's sitting in the house. He's just sitting. They have a full setup in that house. He's up here. He's in the corner. He's in that corner right there. Yeah. I killed one of the yellow. One shot up top, absolute. If you have a C4, throw it right now. It's one shot up top.
They have a trophy? He got me on the roof, I'm dead. He jumped out behind you guys.
Weak.
Gonna be another.
Oh my god,
In the window. Chase you, literally chase.
No, I didn't do anything.
Oh, that was the win, bro.
I should have had someone to like.
Well, we were 1 kill away from 10k, bro.
Oh, look how many kills we got. Wait, how much damage did I do? I think I done like 100 damage.
Look, we may have got 12th and played for 43 seconds, but we did get 8,000 XP.
Well, I got 6,000, bro.